All right. Well, it's here. Many of us are complaining about the lack of physical copies of physical media. So, Wednesday, a show that I actually enjoyed on physical media, let's talk about it a little bit. All right, this is Pops. And yes, we enjoyed watching Wednesday. We've watched it now 3 times, which is a lot for Mrs. Pops. So, let's get into some of the things we like and didn't like about the show. If you're a fan of the Addams family like I am, you know that you went into this show with a lot of skepticism. Like, I don't know how they're going to bring the elements that we love and enjoy with the modern sentiments and that kind of thing. What they basically did was create a universe that was kind of like a Harry Potter universe in the Addams family. Like, Wednesday's gotten herself thrown out of school again. She's being sent away to an academy for basically the misfits in a town that doesn't like misfits. So it kind of becomes like a crime and Nancy Drew mystery story the rest of the way with great characters, little drama, things like that. And while there are moments where you feel like, oh, the show could get political or woke or all the different talking points that you think you might have, it actually just feels like the way things are in their universe and not a commentary on our universe. And I'm not exactly sure I can pinpoint and explain away why that actually works so well, but I felt like it actually did. Gomez and Morticia are not really in the show very much early on. Then they have an episode that's dropped right in the middle of the season, which to me was probably the worst episode of the season, kind of like a filler episode that we didn't really need. It was supposed to be some connectivity and backstory between the principal and some of the elements in the Adams family history with Gomez and a murder and all these different things that happened. But really, at the end of the day, none of it really mattered that much. Didn't really do a whole lot to shake things up or make the show better or worse in any sort of significant way. That being said, everything in this show, well, for me, everything hinges on the amazing performance of Jenna Ortega, who really didn't get the credit and accolades that she kind of deserves for a very uh, underwhelming approach to the character. With there's a lot of great acting and reactions and things like that that she pulls off for Wednesday and the Adams sort of like stereotype of how they're just off kilter in so many ways. She pulls all of that off exceedingly well. So there's great moments, great little elements. Thing is in the show a lot. Uncle Fester shows up a little bit, but never really takes away from her adventure a little bit. So basically, Wednesday lives up to its title. It's about Wednesday Addams. So the other thing is, I think that the universe and all of the world building in the show is actually sort of top notch. Like, you get an introduction to a lot of different characters, a lot of different personalities, different students. Again, I make the liking comparisons to Harry Potter. Now, with all of with all of that said, with all of that said, we come back to this. Is this worth your time or not? Is this worth your time or not? Well, here's the thing. What are you after? Because if you're after a bunch of commentary, extra features, things like that, it's not for you. But if you don't want to have to worry about it being on streaming, or maybe you don't want to ditch your Netflix account, or maybe you're not worried about if it'll ever end up on Max or not, or whatever the case may be, you can pop the disc in and watch it. Because really, there's not a lot of frivolous or extras or anything really going on with it. It's just basically kind of nuts and bolts transfer. It's all satisfactory to me. Happy I got a copy. Can't do a bunch of jumping jacks or cheerleading. Hey, run out and grab your copy if you're into that kind of stuff. But if you're like me, where you just want to have physical copies and backups to everything, there you go. So um, it's a show that we've enjoyed rewatching, which is kind of unheard of these days. I think it's also because it's a very simple show in the same way that Stranger Things is. Like, it's just beyond. You've watched it, maybe you don't have to pay as much attention to on the third or fourth watch like I am on Stranger Things. So you just can really just enjoy it and pick up on new things along the way and just be entertained for a little bit. So love your thoughts. Did you watch Wednesday? What is your reaction to it? Are you interested in getting a physical copy or not? And if not, why not? So I think they need to get some feedback on. We really kind of would have liked to have maybe some commentary or a little quick interview with Burton on like the development of the show, or some interviews with some of these other characters. I'll be honest, I would have liked to hear from some of the other actors and other characters in the show that didn't really get as much of the accolades that they kind of deserve, because they did such a great job of all the world building and the character design. So that's my thoughts on it. Again, it's landed. It'll be out there. You can grab your physical copy. You guys can tell me what you guys think if you decide to get one or not. Thanks for watching. I am Pops.